Um, that's okay. Surely I don't have any. If there is, let me know. But hi, hello. Happy Wednesday to everyone. Hopefully everyone is having a very good day. I'm having a pretty good day myself. So hello Boulder, hello Ty, hello Sparks, hello Seabisky. Um, hello, hello Meridian and Wolf and Drop Frame. Hello Mobile Armor. And oh, thank you so much for the raid, Hamonrai. That's very much appreciated. We did just start up stream. So how did the Sonic race? I think you were doing Sonic Racing, right? Hopefully your Sonic Racing thingy went well. I know you. I'm pretty sure you were doing that. Oh, thank you so much for gifting community subs, Ty. That is extremely appreciated. Never necessary, but always appreciated. Hopefully, you guys are doing good. Um, but yeah, congrats, peoples. Sonic Rumble, it was certainly a game of all time. Oh, okay. I love Nodders. Nodders is my favorite emote. I'm pretty sure it's my favorite emote. And yes, welcome in, Raiders. My name is Oriana Ora. I am a tech VTuber. I make various different technology. Today, we are going to be kind of not revisiting, but we are going to be slightly restarting on our brain interface to chat, or brain to chat interface to read our emotions. So hopefully everything will work out. We shall see how things go. I have pretty high hopes. I have pretty high hopes. Nodders. And my posture is good, and we are good. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be starting probably with some soldering. So I have a few plans, okay? So we have a few plans. Just a few plans. Thank you, Ty. I was so worried, dude. Okay, so just for reference, hello, Brink. Hello, Brink. Just for reference, I had both ready, just in case. But depending on who redeemed it, I thought someone was going to redeem the Pokemon cards, so I wouldn't be able to have chocolate. Because I don't know why, but I thought that would be funny if that was an option. But yeah, so we are prepared. So yeah. The cookies and cream, exactly. Anyways, yeah, cookies and cream is just like goated flavor of chocolate. I just like it. Hold on. Okay. So the plan is to pivot, man, I love chocolate, out of the EMG and into force resistors instead. I have quite a few different force sensors that we are going to be using, and we are also going to be using a MPU, which is a accelerometer, better than crowns. Yes, it tastes better than crowns. Funny words? Oh, yes. I say nothing but funny words. So we have two different force resistors. So let me see if I can very carefully get this guy out. Because this one is slightly, ever so slightly easy to break. I like your words, Magic Man. Okay. Oh, happy Thanksgiving and good morning, Linted. But yeah, and hello, Topo Cato. Good to see you. And Soup? Yeah, Nodders. Okay. So, the EMG electrodes did not work. So, this is a bend or flexibility resistor. I believe if it's bent in a certain way, it should increase or decrease the resistance. These are very slightly, extremely fragile, so there's a good chance we break them. I have multiple, but we may or may not need this. I do plan on soldering at least one, though, to start with, and we shall see from there. And thank you. Thanksgiving, I'm happy to have all you people lovely. Oh my gosh, that's so nice, Ty. And thank you again for gifting those subs. It's really appreciated. Nodders. Okay. So, we'll the other force resistor that we will be using... Hold on, let me get this guy open. As soon as I can get it open. Okay. So the other force resistor is quite a bit simpler. I'm at Point Nemo. I'm actually not sure if that's over the international dateline or not, is these little force resistors. So the way that these work is instead of bending whenever you put pressure on the like circular part over here, you should get a increase or decrease in resistivity. So we are going to utilize essentially drops in voltage in order to hopefully get this. So yeah, let us leave. Okay. Right. But yeah, dude, okay, so full disclosure. So I was between this and a different idea. And Ty, your message actually pushed me over the edge to go back and try this. Because it felt bad giving up on this project. It felt bad giving up on this project. Hold on, can I eat a piece of chocolate? Just for reasons. Hello, Theo. Let's go ahead and get this guy. What are we burning down today? Our brain. But yeah, Ty sent a message regarding something similar to what we were working on, and I started like thinking more, and I was like, oh, dude, maybe this will work. So I'm really hoping this is gonna work. The odds that it does are pretty high, in my opinion. So again, I have quite a bit of confidence in it. A non-zero amount of confidence, which is better than usual. As soon as I figure out which way these go. I thought our brains were well rested. I'm very curious. Yeah, so it should work. Again, sometimes you just need tangential conversations to spark ideas. Exactly. Alright, let's get this guy onto the helping hands. We are going to have to solder it into place. Oh, the first one is always difficult. But yeah, let's see, what else has been going on? I'm very happy I'm done with work. So I have the next 2 days off, which is super pog. I'm gonna not have to work, which is great. Yeah. Oh, I got a really good idea too for a potential next stream, but we shall see. We shall see. Yeah, I was wondering if there's maybe some American territory on the other side of the date line, maybe Guam. Yeah, Guam and then whatever military bases there are technically U.S. property, I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's get this guy soldered. It's relatively small header pins. We're just going to be lining this guy up. So let's go ahead and get that done. Yar. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, dude, I should have brought out my notebook. I had a little notebook. Oh, okay. So I thought of something today. Oh, need to turn on the fan as well. Thought of something today. If you had to use 2 words to describe the country that you're from, or the country that you are currently in, how would you describe it? Because I was thinking about this question earlier today. And the 2 countries that I thought of, one is Japan because I'm a weeaboo. 2 is the US. Okay, so for like Japan, hear me out. Okay, technology and tradition. And then for the US, and I think people may disagree with me on this one, but individuality and innovation. Okay. Let's go a little further out. I'm so looking forward to getting the next few days off, especially since this week was supposed to be working Friday, so it's actually a holiday. Oh, that's great. Beer plus engineering, take a guess. See... Okay, Theo, Margin, baguette for what it's worth. Oh, also, Sparks, I hope you are doing well today as well. Small and lost. Small and lost. What? Alcoholism and rain. Beer and cars. Capitalism and inequality. Interesting choices. Oh my gosh. Debt and eagles. Oh, yeah. We like eagles. Okie dokie. Never mind, Gideon Ears is better. Canada Maple Freedom. Interesting. Guns and oil. I feel like that's Texas's motto. Boulder, I feel like that's Texas's motto. Guns and oil sounds like Texas's thing. You know? Maybe I'm a little crazy. Okay, why am I struggling so much with these header pins? That sounds like half of... Yep. Could be Alaska also. Yeah, I suppose it could be Alaska as well. Texas also needs big in general. Yeah, you can... If I were... Well, actually, you can drive 10 hours in 3 states, I think, and still be in the same state. I mean, obviously, if you go, like, back and forth, you can go as many times, but, like... Also, one of the Dakotas. Yar. Hold on. Just taking a look at this. We have slightly bent pens. Not ideal. If you can see, there's a slight... It's slightly obtuse here. Okay. That's fine. We shall deal with it. Oh, absolutely, in California, you can drive for 10 hours straight. Exactly, and that in Alaska. I'm pretty sure you can also drive for 10 hours in Alaska and still be in Alaska. I think it's only south I know about North Dakota for nukes. It's okay, we don't discuss that here. Okie dokie. But yeah, that was something that came to mind. Hopefully we don't run into too much issues with our soldering today. I am going to solder up 2 of these. Not doing a great job with it, but that's okay. Hello. What's up, Yellow Mustard? How are you doing today? Here's a dad joke. Interesting, Yellow Mustard. Interesting. Okie dokie. Slightly bad on I. Slightly bad on our soldering job, but hopefully... it's a little blobby. This should work, though. Those are a little blobby for my taste, but they should all be connected except for... Yeah, no, that's connected. Anywho. Oh, I'm just very say-so, Yellow Mustard. I'm just very say-so if you say so. Okay, so we are going to have to do another one. I want 2, just in case. Let's go ahead and get it. Blobby, like from the TV show? There's a Blobby? Also, guys, what if I relapse back into my World of Warcraft habits? I have a very bad feeling that I might relapse soon. I feel a relapse coming, if you know what I mean. Scatter. Wait, why scatter? Not a big fan of World of Warcraft. Wow, Ori, I can't believe it. How so? You know, you know, it's just a fun game. Hey, it's a holiday. That's fine for a few days. Exactly, exactly. Dude, I could stream it. Think of the content. Think of the content. Gideon here, think of the come on, guys. Think of the content. It could be great. Could also be terrible, but, you know. Yeah, hello. Hello, Runic Fiend. Welcome in. Also, the WoW Ori was a joke. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's hard for me to detect jokes. I had a roommate that failed his degree to WoW. That's okay. Make the brain interface play it for you, then deal. I was debating if I wanted to do that. I thought it's Weight on Wheels. Is it not Weight on Wheels, Ty? Let's go ahead and... Hold on. Struggling with getting our attachment. That's Mr. Blobby. Dude, I love Mr. Blobby. Blessed. There's a meaning for it. That's a meaning for it, but WoW is also commonly called that. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Let me just get this guy zoomed in just a tiny bit. But yeah, I'm in such a good mood today. Things are gonna go well. I was super excited that this may work. 'Cause I'd half given up on the project. What? I don't know what happened there. Okay. Interesting. My ex tried to get me into WoW. Yeah. Again, I've played way too much for my own good. So the evil science that we are making today is a brain interface to chat if things work out. So right now, what we are soldering together is an MPU 6050. So what that is a accelerometer. And you may say, but how's an accelerometer going to read your mind? So there are multiple things on this guy. So first of all, there is obviously the accelerometer. And then secondly, there's a temp sensor that we are going to utilize. So I plan on using the temp sensor and the accelerometer in combination to detect certain emotions, at least. Hold on, struggling. Give me a sec. I'm cooking. Would I allow this? Okay, let's go ahead and get this. I used to play but the lure fell off? Okay. Don't worry, you won't lose. Oh yes, hello Maple, welcome in. Yes, we are talking about WoW and how I've lost too much of my life to it as well. I think those are fine. Oh, no, those are ugly. They're functional. These are functional, but they are a little ugly for my taste. But that's fine. Let's go ahead and move on. The force sensors are what we're going to have to be exceptionally careful with. I actually don't think they're blobs, they're just ugly. Like... Like, they're all just covering the pads kind of normally. But, yeah. I was safe from MMOs, never good at them. Yeah, so again, I was quite good. I was quite good at them. Pretty much good at every... you know, if you play MMOs since the age of 5, because your dad is responsible and lets you play MMOs from the age of 5, which is... Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, kind of an online security hazard. But, you know, if that does happen, it's not too bad. Okay, what's the easiest way to connect this guy? Okay, so I need to connect some wires to this so we have an easier time attaching. Yeah, we don't need to talk about the unspeakable atrocities. Watching Rascal does not... Okay. Don't have too much fun. Or do. I don't know. Let's go and get this in place. Ori strikes me as the type of person to do mythics. Oh yeah, I did mythics. I did mythic dungeons, mythic raids. I mean, listen, I may or may not have a few orange parses and a few pink parses. I've been playing WoW on and off since 2004. It's my fixation, but not so much recently, but they just announced the new date for the expansion, so I'm excited. Likewise. And I remember I spent the weekend at my sister's and her boyfriend apartment and just power leveled my sister's WoW character. Okay, that seems kind of like slave labor. Slave labor. But, pop off, I suppose. But, what were we going to say? I was gonna say something totally profound. But again, I rated way too much. I played the classic re-release. I played since classic WoW. I played since the second day that World of Warcraft came out. Because literally, okay. Here's what happened, okay? So we were over visiting my cousins. And they had just... Me and my dad were playing EverQuest at the time. And then we went over to our cousin's house, and they were playing WoW. And we literally bought it and installed it that day. It was great. Unfortunately, only his computer could play it because I did not have a good computer at the time, but that's okay. I was also way too young. Maybe I shouldn't have been playing MMOs at that age. Maybe it's a bad idea to play MMOs at that age. But anyways, I've been playing way too long. I rated Ulduar at 4 FPS. Yeah. I rated Gruul's Lair at a PowerPoint slide. Good times. Good times. Okay. So you drink the pre-Kool-Aid, then the regular Kool-Aid? Well, yeah, we also played... Well, I didn't play much, but... I did play a bit of Ultima Online. Oh my gosh, this wire cutter's not the greatest. Okay, I need to prep one more. Let's get this. Yeah, I maintained rules as a bear druid and because I was the only defense capped. Oh, okay. I see. But yeah, what accolades do I have? I mean, I have several PvP titles. I have gladiator mounts. I got to play with cool streamers sometimes, you know. Hello, Stuffy Sneeze. Welcome in. Hopefully you're doing well. Let's see. What else? Obviously, I did Mythic rating and rating on the re-release. Yeah. Welcome in, Shackman. This guy soldered. Okay, we need to be very careful on the soldering here. I want to do a very good job with this solder job. Because I'm pretty sure these sensors cost more than a microcontroller. Got 1/3 of my attic lighting done. Very nice. Okie dokie. I miss Texas. You know, when I first read that, I read that as I miss taxes. I'm like, who misses Texas, bro? But that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Come on. Get this. There we go. There we go. Okay. Tax returns. See, if you're... Maybe I should make a short on... Maybe I should make a short on how to file your taxes. But if you're getting a tax return, you're doing it wrong. That's just like free money you're loaning to the government. It's okay. I could be the financial advising VTuber. Don't give the government a 0% interest rate. I just hired someone, not like a mall tax place, H&R Block, etc. Yeah. And then even though I pay like 5K or more in taxes, I'm holding off on my tax credits. Again, like... Okay, were you guys indoctrinated from a young age? This is gonna sound awkward, but were you indoctrinated from a young age? I'm pretty sure being a financial advisor VTuber would be illegal. It's those that and lawyers with some legality. Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be like actual financial advice, but I mean, showing people how to file their taxes isn't against the law. Indoctrinated into what? Okay. So, I guess I was kind of lucky, or unlucky, however you put it, because they taught us how to file. I was in kind of a messed up elementary school. Okay? Just like the smallest of messed up elementary schools, okay? We learned how to file our taxes in elementary school, which is kind of weird saying that in hindsight, but you know, it's useful. It's useful, I guess. It's just kind of weird in hindsight that they taught elementary schoolers how to file taxes. I'd get that for high school, but elementary seems a bit early. Oh no, we were expected. Okay, again, like in high school even, yes, we did get we also got the knowledge of how to file taxes, or at least I did from one of my classes. And then we also got like investing, money management, like all that type of stuff. Again, it was a very interesting educational system that I found myself in. One of the great things about UK is filing, it's not... Yes. Yeah, that makes sense for most like people who are just like traditional employment. But yeah, again, I went to kind of a messed up elementary school. Honestly, sounds better than not getting the education. Yeah. Hold on, I need to clean off this wire. Having bad oxidation issues. Okay. My high school had a teacher who used to stay late during the tax season to help. Oh, stay late, I assume. That's very nice. Darn. Okay. It might just be easier if we unfortunately say commit. Commit to the bit. Eh. Come on. Having tax season's gonna be interesting next year. Same. I just plan on eating the losses. It's gonna be delicious. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to focus on the soldering. This is hard. Turns out it is difficult to solder floating pins. I guess floating pins is the wrong word for it. There we go. Okay, I think that connection's good. Hey, but for the first time in 10 years, we haven't had to adjust the average IQ. Isn't 100 average by definition? Yes, so they actually redo it, if I recall. So periodically they redo it, but you know, IQ tests are not good. If you guys did not know that already, I don't think I need to get up on like a step stool and say this, but like IQ tests bad. They are not like a good indicator. I mean, I guess they're an okay indicator of intelligence, but they're like there's something that you can study for, and it's something that you can improve on if you repeatedly take the test or take practice tests. So in the very fact that you can do that means that it's not like a good indicator of intelligence. What is the Omegaverse test? What is the Omegaverse test? Don't? Okay. Anyways, have another two. They are an indicator, not necessarily, but shouldn't be relied as zips. Omega verse is furry werewolf yoi. Have you heard of Age of Empires 3? Oh, wait, like AO3 as in Age of Empires? Or what's AO3? What's AO3? Age of Empires 3? That's AO... Aeons of Strife? No, I've never heard of it. Okay, guys, what does it stand for? Is this something that I should know? Is this something that I should know? Okay, guys, is this something I should know? Am I missing something? Yeah, AoE, because people would just say AoE. Archive of our own. Better that you don't... Oh, it's a fan fiction website. Okay. Okay. That explains it. Okay, and you just ordered 2 of these as well. Basic... Okay. Okie dokie. We had a regional occupancy program, or ROP, I did in business class, where I learned that CFO is basically money embezzlement. Oh, no. Okay. Very carefully. Very carefully. There we go. Okay. That sigh was filled with the disappointment for your fans. I don't have any fans, bro. We're just vibing here, you know? We're just trying to put together, like, a little brain to chat interface, you know? Struggle busting a little, but that's okay. Something. Fanfic. 2 fans in front of you. Oh, yeah, I do have 2 fans. I have at least 1 fan. That's true. I have 1 fan. To face when we're... Oh, my gosh. But out of that program, I learned investments. What do you mean you turned a fan on streaming? Yes. Alrighty. Let us... I think we had... Is that your biggest fan, Ori? No, I have a ceiling fan. Oh, dude, I would never get a throne. I feel like that's unethical. I feel like that's extremely unethical. And I am nothing but an ethical dolphin. I'm the most ethical dolphin this side of the Mississippi. Ceiling fan? Yeah, exactly. Also, it's starting to get that time in the year where you don't have to pay for cooling, which is great. Everything is ethical in capitalism. That's not true. Dude, these wires are not good. Not good. But Ori, how am I gonna buy you $20,000 of Teensy 4.1s? Listen, if you guys, again, I've said this multiple times, if you guys want me to get a piece of tech, or if you think that I should try a certain tool, or a new component, or a new sensor, I will do that, so long as it is, like, you know, not more than, like, a few $100s. Like, no problems. No problems. I don't have that value. Though I have the strange code of ethics, so... My apartment electrical usage is flipped for everyone around me. Crazy high use during summer normal usage, I think, for my server rack. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but aren't they still inefficient when it comes to heating? Could be wrong about that. Computers are 100% efficient heaters. I don't think they are, though, are they? Like, are they actually? No moving parts except for the fans? Oh, really? I did not know that. I would just... not common sense, but, like, my sense would say that it would totally be okay. No moving... Yep. Also, as Wolf has said, dude, I may have gotten citric acid pilled, or orange juice peeled. pilled. Um, for those of you who may or may not know, orange juice apparently does not fix burnout, by the way, but you can like baste in wolf pilled. No, I don't even know what wolf pilled is. That sounds something bad though. For those of you who may or may not know, I believe Ellie Ellie's the only one who consumes like oranges and like citric acid. So oranges and like orange juice for burnout. And recently, I've been feeling very, 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 very burnt out, which always happens at the end of the year, right? Or tends to happen for me. So to remedy that, I was just like, what the heck? I'm just gonna try it. I'm just gonna try to consume more citric acid. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. So anyways, I may or may have not like had nothing but orange juice to drink for the past week. And you know, it's been helping. It has been helping. No, doing it like overdoing it? Yeah. I have a tendency to do that. But, I mean, obviously it's like psychosomatic, right? Water as well, right? Oh, yeah, of course. Like, again, it's the same thing as, like, crayons having... For crowns having taste, in my opinion, which is, like, they don't. Could be sunshine, vitamin... Oh, so I actually don't see the outdoors much. At all. I probably spend... Even if we're... Oh, yeah. No, it's the placebo effect for sure. But that's okay. We can just spread it as a rule. Alright, that should be enough wires. Sorry. Need to get soldering. But as I was saying, and guys, thank you, by the way, for not outing me to Ham on Rye for eating crayons. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you guys for being well behaved on that front. Probably should get vitamin D supplements. I take a multivitamin every day already. I actually take way too much. I actually take way too much medicine. So, don't worry. I get a good amount of vitamin D. However, it's not 100% effective. Okay. Let's get this. But yeah, I have to take a multivitamin with an iron supplement in it because I'm iron deficient. Oh yeah, dude. Outside, scary. Wars happen outside. People are outside, which is even worse in my opinion. Like, nothing but bad. But yeah, I probably get less than 5 minutes of sunshine a day. And that may be considered, like... that may be considered generous. My wife has fatigue issues, and I've been stalking what she lets drink. But I haven't mentioned anything yet. Oh my gosh. Dude, wait, are we gonna actually gaslight people into believing citric acid is great? The ground is covered in thousands, if not millions of... Okay. Okay, Ty. Okie dokie. I thought people weren't real. No, people aren't real. What do you mean gaslight? It's a miracle. Okay. Have you guys ever gaslight? That sounds bad. I kind of don't want to say this anymore. But have you ever gaslit a coworker? And I'm not sure if gaslighting is the right word, or just like, I don't want to say innocuously lied to a coworker, but like, all the time. Okay, at least I'm not alone on here. Let's get this guy soldered. Hold on, let me pay attention. Okay. There's a good chance we killed this one. Oh well. Oh no, those look fine. Okay, the reason why I need this is I try not to gaslight people unless they're family. Okay, sorry. You know what's... I was gonna say something about gaslighting coworkers, but you know what's messed up, okay? And my sister may be watching this. So my sister may be watching this right now. And if you are, hello. But, okay. Okay. Way back when, there was like a summer when we were making like homemade ice cream. And, like, for those of you who don't know, you essentially like grind up all the materials and then like you stir it together and it eventually makes ice cream. Is no, but I am. That's a joke. Don't. But no, my sister is wonderful. Don't be mean to sister. But let us leave. Okay, so essentially, we were making ice cream, right? And just like normal flavored ice cream. And my sister was like just watching me make it or whatever, and we were just sitting in like some kitchen. And she was like, "Oh, you know, Ori, that like container over there." And I look over at the container and it's like some crystals. And she's like, "That container over there is sprinkles. You should put that into your ice cream." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. That sounds like a great idea." So I do that. Dude, it was rock salt. I put rock salt. I put rock salt in my ice cream. I was lied to. Besides that, you know, that such things happen. I'm not even sure she remembers that, but I do. Could be worse. W sister, yeah, W sister feeding me rock salt as an older sibling. I approve. Yeah, like obviously it didn't hurt me. It just sibling behavior. I guess you were pretty salty afterwards. Understand? Okay, White Shadow. Yes. No, my sister's great. Unironically. Dude, I'm kind of like the... I like to say that I got the, I keep hearing this 40 wives thing today. Okay, dude, now I have to explain the 40 wives thing. Actually, I don't have to. So I'm not going to. Smile. Hold on. I also... To be fair, hold on. Explain myself? Okay, I shall explain myself. Yeah, I have Riz. I don't have Riz, by the way. I have, like, Desperate Riz, I think. I don't know what type of Riz I have. But essentially, in college, I would ask random people to be my wife, as a joke. Like, just, like, in, like, lab classes or lecture halls, I'd just be like, "Oh, hey." Like, we'd just be doing normal talking, like, "Oh, hey, you want to be my wife?" And then I would obviously say it was a joke, but, like, you know, I would still say it. And and usually, again, like, a vast majority of the people I asked said yes to it, so, you know. Yeah, exactly. Most people just say yes, like, confusedly, yes. And you know, it was good. It was good. I have many wives out there, allegedly. Not actually, obviously. I'm what's known as romantically helpless, or hopeless. Here we are. Okay. Come on. Solder. Okay. But anyways, that's what it was. Whatever it is, it's better than than Insanity and Lack of Riz. If you say so. Romantically challenged, yeah. I'm romantically challenged. Not vertically challenged, though, so ha ha ha. No! He pre-fired me. He pre-fired me, chat. He pre-fired me! Brig, why? Why did you do this to me? I'll have you know, I'm not short. You know, I'm not short. Not like super tall, but I'm not short. Okay. Whatever. I am gonna take a nice bite of chocolate and I'm just gonna forget this all happened. That's what all the VTubers say? Okay. I can say with 100% certainty that my height starts with a 5. So there. So I'm not like, you know, taller or shorter than your average VTuber. I'm most certainly taller. There's a chance you're shorter in comparison, especially as a VTuber. Oh, if it starts in 5, then short. No. Y'all are all wrong. I was thinking what would give you guys the absolute least amount of information. My weight starts with a 1 and my height starts with a 5. Good luck. That gives you guys no information. There we are. Well, my height doesn't start with a 5, so I'll give you that. Oh. I mean, there was an entire hour today of chat roasting Shumimi in metric or imperial. In freedom units. Okay, anyways. Got this. There. Okay, so we have our sensors soldered. Half a ton. Yeah, I'm half a ton. And 50 feet. You're so true. Okay, so here's the sensors. So let me just can we get the bot to guess? Oh, I see. No. True, this includes Heavenly and Vital. Isn't Juniper... I want to say Juniper is taller than 5'5". I'm like 90% on that. Okay, so we have our touch sensors, or our force sensors. They aren't touch sensors, they're force sensors. So we have our touch sensors here, force sensors, apologies. And then we have our bending sensors, and then we have our MPUs. Okay, so the idea is, first of all, we need to make a test circuit for this. I'm just going to turn this off and it doesn't kill the music. The fact that... Also, Brink, wasn't the UPC supposed to help with this, you know? I'm pretty sure the UPC was supposed to help with this. But even if it does not help with it. I still have no idea why that just randomly turns everything off. Okay. So we need to make ourselves a quick test circuit. Let's get on it. We'll ignore the fact that Ellie is like 5'6", 5'7". Wait, what did the fan do? So when I turned off the fan, it killed my music. As it does, you know? Hold on, and probably same thing with soldering station. Wait, please tell me there's music. You guys, okay, there's music this time. Huh. Yeah, same thing with my soldering station. Hold on, let me turn off the soldering station. Oh, it didn't kill the music. But anyways, yeah, it kills the music occasionally. And I did put everything on a UPC, I'll have you know. And it's on. I'm like 90% sure it's on. Hold on. Yeah, it's on. To Grok. Wait, is there any actual information on me? That's kind of Monka-esque. What if it like knows my exact address? Grok is savage. No publicly available information. Do you use Bluetooth on the PC? Yes, for some things. But the weird thing is it doesn't kill the microphone or anything else. It just kills individually the music on my stream. Okay. Anyways, so test circuit. We are going to do a voltage divider, I think. Yuck, grok? Does it kill the music or just pause it? No, it kills it. Like, it will literally, for some reason, just kill the web page. Like, it will just kill the individual tab on the web page. Nothing else. So, if you happen to know the issue, let me know. I'll adjust. I'll adjust for it, but give me a moment. Just try to reuse some wires. Like, it closes the tab. No, it just causes the tab to freeze up. Just that tab, though. Let's see. Huh. I know, right? Kind of weird. But that's okay. It's not the first time that tech spirits have talked to me, if you know what I mean. Okay, so we are going to use the 3 volts here and make a voltage divider. Real quick, actually, I'm going to see if I can... I'm going to see if I can actually measure the values and see if I can see them fluctuating, because I think that would be useful. Never mind. If it had paused, then it would have been that time I discovered that flashing teeny and pressing its boot button toggled the pause media controller in her Bluetooth headphones. Interesting. I don't have a pause media controller, though. I use a wired headset. I like wired headsets. Also, Wolf. Dude, your sub timer, or not sub timer, your subathon timer looks so good. The Nixie tubes? Yeah. Hello, Mothman. Thank you. I hope you have a very good night as well. Is the fan USB powered? No, the fan is, just... It is literally powered into a different power outlet. So it can't be that. Anyways, we need a resistor, and I need my multimeter. We're having a subathon? No, we're not having a subathon. Okay, however, comma. Oh, thank you so much for following, Moth. I'm not going to say the second part because that's lewd, but thank you so much for following. I hope you have a good time here. Well, that's a name. Indeed, it is a name. It is a name of all time. Alright, I need some alligator clips. Alligator clips. A beautiful name. Dude, exactly. And again, for those of you who may just be joining in, what we are currently working on is a brain-to-chat interface. So what should happen is if we think or display certain emotions, it should be able to communicate with Twitch chat our emotional state once everything is said and done. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it'll work. I'm sure it'll work. It's not like we've streamed this a few days in a row and failed. We would never. We would never. Okay. Chat GPT seems relatively... Haha. Savage. Poggers. We're iterating on the design. Exactly, dude. Okay, so failure... Failure is not... you don't learn much from success. You learn a lot from failures. And we have been learning a lot. And it's time for us to succeed, though. Because, hear me out. If you continually bash your head into the wall, eventually the wall will break. That's what I have been taught. Which may or may not be the best, but failure is always an option. Yeah, failure is always an option. Could you be the leftmost, right? First time stopping in, you have my attention. Does that mean do you have a means to reliably induce a specific emotion to create a specific output? Yes, so we should be able to. So the idea here is that we should be able to detect both temperature, tilt, and then force, or electrical, like, should be able to, if I place the sensors right, you should be able to detect different emotions, and then we're going to feed it into a microcontroller, process that information, and then communicate it through Twitch, because why not? So yeah. And also, again, listen, until you guys have failed 1,043 times in a row, have you truly failed? Once you failed 1,023 times in a row, let me know. Hold on. Okay, so if we pinch it just barely. Now, if you haven't spent 2 years punching your way through meters of diamond, are you even trying? Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Okay, so it looks like the... Ooh, is it just like infinite? Hold on. Need to go. Okay, yeah, it's just infinite. Okay, so essentially it's going to start light, and then whenever we press down, it goes low. Okay. Okay. Let us think of how we would do this. Reminder, most breakthroughs are made by accident. Exactly. Penicillin was made by accident. Or I think it was originally discovered by accident. What else was discovered by accident? Surely lots of things. The cure for pellagra was discovered by accident. Lots of things. Lots of things. And then... you need... pancakes were accidents. Dude, don't remind me of pancakes. Wait, Silly Putty was an accident? Oh, sticky notes were also an accident. I think breaking most things with, like walls or windows are also accidents. Yeah. Penicillin was made from leaving Petri dish open. Yep. Yes, yes. It was originally intended as a heart medication. Cogsright. Also, hello, Cogsright. Hopefully you're doing well. Good seeing you. Hopefully you weren't working today. Or if you are, whatever. Popsicles. Oh, dude. Popsicles were discovered by accident? Oh, give me a second. Okay. I will hydrate. I'm home with the flu. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That is not a good reason to take off work. I'm sorry. Okay. So the way that this guy should work is that as we bend it, I believe. So hold on. Yeah. So as we bend it, it should increase resistivity. Okay. Oh. Let's go. Just move this guy and slightly pull down on this. And if we barely push down on it, you see that it's like a single kiloohm. And then as we push more and more down on it, well, it lessens. And then what if we make it go this way? Oh. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. I've not used these before, so... Okay, so essentially, the more this guy bends, the higher the resistivity, because I think if we just, like, eat it... Yeah, it goes super high. Okay, cool. I think modern aluminum was also created by accident. Oh, nice. Okay, so those are our resistors. They both increase resistivity as you add. Is that correct? Why am I hesitating? They both increase resistivity as you add stuff together. Yeah. Dude, rubber used to be super important. Though less important now. Less important now. But yeah, we are gonna get this. I'm like pretty certain we're gonna get it. Oh! Thank you so much for the raid, Yuki. How was your assembly coding? Welcome in, raiders. Hopefully you guys had a very good stream. My name is Oriana Ora. I am a inventing hybrid dolphin YouTuber, VTuber, And currently, I am trying to make a brain to Twitch chat interface. So we are just working on some soldering and some setup. We are doing a slight tangent on redesigning stuff, and we are yeah, welcome in. Feel free to drop a follow, but Yuki is a usually just tech streamer, I suppose would be the easiest way to say it. You program mostly, but you play games as well. No fires yet. But yeah. Ooh. How was stream, Yuki? Hopefully it was okay. Hopefully nothing went terribly wrong. But thank you so much for the raid. It's very much appreciated. Nodders. Yar. Okay, I just needed to get this. Hi, I played Spoopy game. Try to figure out assembly stuff. Okay, so it starts super duper high, and then if you squeeze it, it goes low. Okay. So they do opposite. Okay. Ideally, I want to use these if possible because they are way easier. Thank you so much for following DE Dust 294. Very much appreciated. Yuki is now embracing the gacha path, no longer tech. She's now bet. Oh yeah, because you were playing Zenless Zone Zero earlier, or not earlier, but you're playing some ZZZ, I want to say. Hello, Hakun, the Airly, Errol. Hello. Let us. So I'm thinking of just making like a voltage divider. So essentially, what happens is that voltage should drop. I'm trying to do tech, maybe just a little addicted. That's okay. Nothing wrong with being addicted to something. Said no one ever. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna need you placed. You placed. I'm sorry. What's your favorite type of voltage? You seem like a 9-volt type of person. You know, I like 3.3 volts. I'm a big 3.3 volt enjoyer. You know, call me old-fashioned, but I'm a 3.3 volt enjoyer. So this guy goes low as you. Wait, what is this breadboard for exactly? Well, what we need to do. Yes, Yuki, kind of. We're having to pivot slightly. So the breadboard itself is just temporary. We just need to make sure we have the voltage divider, set up our analog to digital converter correctly, and then move forward from there. So let's see. I think we were in the kiloohms. Yeah, kiloohms. Okay. Let me just get a kiloohm resistor. I think a 10 kiloohm resistor would be the most appropriate. That's a 10K. But yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to read my mind. So we'll see. Or not read my mind, read my emotional state. So it's basically a mood. Dude, I should make a mood ring that actually works. Guys, hear me out. A mood ring that actually works. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. I need this in my life. 350 volts and 400 hertz. Casual mind reading device. Okay, listen, it's just a little casual mind reading device as a little treat. Okay, just a little treat. And then it sends a webhook to Discord on mood change. I could do that. It would be easy enough. I'm intrigued. Tell me more. I mean, we should be able to. Like, surely, right? How would that work? Mood ring? That would be a bit more difficult to make on the fly. But let's see. If I were making that. The Discord part is easy. Whenever you just trigger the software, it talks to Discord on the webhook, like Wolf is saying. However, reading your actual emotional state from just a ring would be difficult. I suppose the ring would probably have to have a camera or a video camera of something attached and then be looking back towards your face and then just throwing it through probably just throwing it through some ML to say like what your current emotional state is and then output it based on certain levels of change and then like you could also design the algorithm in such a way that it's able to see what you in particular look like. So, you know, if you fall out like outside of certain ranges if you're feeling a certain way. But yeah, sorry for the random tangent. This is so much more engineered than it needs to be. Listen, dude. You try making a mind control device. I'm not making a mind control device. That seems actually illegal. That seems like actively illegal. Fine control? Mind control? I don't know. Sounds cool to me, the content. Is it really engineering if you don't pull from 5 different APIs? Hear me out. Is it really engineering if you don't write your own libraries? The day someone figures out how to control my mind will be an interesting day. Could I make one? Yeah, chemical controls would definitely be the easiest way of doing that. I don't think there's a way of indirectly doing it, if that makes you guys feel any better. But there's certainly ways if you're able to access, like, the brain chemistry and stuff. Oh, I'm positive you could mind control someone if you could play with their brain chemistry. Anyways, that's neither here nor there, nor is it ethical. Okay, ADC. Then I need a connection for our analog to digital converter. Okie dokie. I'm still betting on Remy from Ratatouille. I mean, we've already done Ratatouille, though. Wait, emotions on your brain? Did you shell out a full grand to buy Emotive? Oh, no, we'll just make our own. I don't even know what that is, Frost VT. But hello, welcome in. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm sure a microchip installed in your brain that you buy from a corporation would never be used for ill will. I don't think you'd ever want to put one into your brain. That just seems like an actively bad idea. Okay. Let's just get this guy connected, and we are going to connect it to our ADC, analog to digital converter. It is a 10-bit ADC, meaning that it has 1,024 different possible values. I need a ground. 1 second. I also need a grounding wire. Grounding wire. Alt. Safely. When do we ever do things safely here? You know? I don't think we ever do things safely. We are the most safe. We're the safest we are. I need a grounding person. Exactly. Safety third. Yeah, it's safety third. The brain microchips will just end up on AliExpress. Yeah. Safety is 27th priority. Let's go ahead and get this guy attached. Tell me a better combination than being a tech streamer and not safe. Okay, how many tech streamers are... Hello, Sika. How many tech streamers are, like... There aren't many tech streamers, right? Have you heard of the Safety Dance song? Yeah, of course. The only reason that's kind of sad. The only reason I've heard of the Safety Dance song is because of World of Warcraft, but, you know. If you don't blow up a cap while making electronics, are you really making anything? Exactly. Okay, hold on. Analog read. Okay. Let us go ahead and bring open our analog to digital compute. Okay, so here's the ADC code. So the way that it works is it just takes a analog reading and then displays the sensor value out. What we are currently looking for is what we want to do is be able to set threshold values. So whenever we apply a certain like emotion or whenever like a certain muscle moves or a certain thing happens, we are then able to act on it. So that's what we are currently trying to do. First, we demonstrate that it is able to be used, and then we see what we can do from there. And also, thank you so much for following Hakun the Errol. That's very much appreciated. Not ours, not ours. The arrow. I don't know what the arrow means. Having never seen a failure on stream, I can only imagine Ori replicating. Oh, I've failed on stream many a time. I just. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Shouldn't be that quick. We have the delay here. The delay should be fine. Okay. I just happen to zone out every time on stream when things go wrong. Nice. Very nice. Failure is more progress, so there's never failure. Dude, exactly. If you can't learn from failure, you know, learning from failure is so pog. Okay. We are just uploading the code, so give it a minute. Again, this is just very simple ADC code, so essentially you set your pin, you set some initial values. This is just initializing a serial communication line. We take an analog read of the value, and then we just print out the value. So again, nothing too complicated. An arrow is a rune mage, kind of shaman. Ooh, that's cool. Let's see. I need to set my baud rate. Why isn't it letting me set my baud rate? Okay, I might have to open putty. Give me a second. Actually, surely not. Hold on. Let me double check on putty. Comport 10, 115220. Access denied, so it's currently active. Serial monitor. Okay, there we go. More reasonable values. Dude, I love putty. And I hate Terra Term. If any of you know what Terra Term is, yikes. Anywho. So whenever we press this guy, it should increase. Yeah, good. Okay, so that's pretty easy, right? So we just need to putty my beloved exactly. Okay, so yeah, essentially whenever we touch it, the value goes super high. So this should be easy enough to code something around. Okay, so now what I need to do is attach this to my head. Easy. Or well, temporarily attach it to my head. Putty is great for serial. I prefer OpenSSH for random shell though. I see. I see. Okay. Putty or empty putty. I know stuff that might be from around the 4th century. I'm sorry, what? From the 4th century? Why learn from failure when you can instead keep up the fraudulent image of a person who never fails and allow you to crash into... Okay. Okay, Frost, this is a little too real. Hot glue, what could go wrong, clueless? Listen, it's not the... I've burnt myself more with hot glue than I can reasonably count. Also, let me just put some... I need some electrical tape. Very small amount of electrical tape. I'm not heat shrinking this. The sigh of relief I had when Windows... Yeet. Let us get this guy in place. I believe Hakun, I know some hardware, software, and things that are so out of date they may as well have been from the 4th century. Oh, okay. You're gonna mount this... Oh, thank you so much for following Swaff Sheep. Mr. Swaff Sheep, I hope you're having a great day. Or evening, or wherever you are. But welcome in. Let us see what we are doing here. Oh. We are just currently working on our brain to Twitch chat interface, and as long as we can get it, I wonder if we can finish today. That's a lot of copium, but you know, maybe if we're really lucky, we could finish this today. There's a good chance. Actually, gotta mount the sensors to the head with hot glue. No, we should be able to use not hot glue and get away with it. I'm hoping. Okay. So again, I have 2 2 emotional sensors planned, so we'll see if this guy works. Though I'll probably just use tape for the first few tries, so you know, some duct tape and a dream. Where's the duct tape? Okie dokie. Got our little duct tape. And let's get this guy going. Okay. So, what to talk about? Rune magic, lol, but there's magic that comes. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, unfortunately, you missed the magic episode. We did make magical spells. Did kind of work. Was only slightly unsafe. It was extremely unsafe, now that I'm thinking about it, but that's okay. You said you went to Taco Bell? No, we made magical spells. Taco Bell is a magical spell if you think about it. Yeah, no. Okay, this and second one. So you can finally cast magic? Flamethrower? I mean, yeah. Remember, safety is on the list, but it's not at the top. Listen, how else are we supposed to deliver value to our corporate overlords if safety is our #1 priority? Okay? We can't do that. Obviously, safety is actually the #1 priority, though. Okie dokie. We're being safe. Massive. Yeah, hello, Pantyboo. Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a very good day. Let's get this guy attached. Fun fact, if you're a single employee at OSHA can't do anything? Yeah. Taco Bell is a spell, it turns a solid into a liquid. No, so we made, like, a water spell, a fire spell, and a light spell, if I recall correctly. And it worked! So, you know, could be worse. We just make the, slightly impossible possible with Jank. Jank and good vibes. Is that a double joke there? Fun fact, if you're... Well, if you didn't have to go out on a limb like that and just violently attack someone. Okay. Oh. Let's get this guy attached. Come on. Listen, it affects me too. That's true. So true. Okay. Alright, so the plan is I am going to attach... I'm going to need some female to female wires. Okay. So, again, we're just gonna take this guy. And, get it attached. A nuclear reactor fundamentally is just really... No, we're not gonna make a nuclear reactor. That seems very illegal. Very, very illegal. Rainbow ribbon cables? Exactly. Dude, I keep so many... I keep way too many cables. It's only illegal if it works. It's not necessarily true. You could become one of those Dude, okay. Yuki, hear me out. If I ever become a React streamer, please put me out of my misery. If I ever become a React streamer, please remind me that I never wanted to become that. And yeah, please. That goes for anyone. If I ever become a React, like, slop streamer, that would be not great. Not that React is necessarily slop, but React is slop in my opinion. Should we clip this for a later date? Go for it. Again, I will honor that. It's the same thing if I ever charge, like, if I ever, like, yeah. University of Chicago has massive called Scav. Touch a nuclear reactor, so one of them built. Oh, okay. I want to see Ori's face on the bottom right of the screen. Adding. Yes. Just imagine the clicks, bro. Listen, I'm not going to get any clicks, okay? We strive here on quality content, okay? Only the highest of quality. Okay, I'm gonna need some male to female wires for this one. Male to female wires. One sec. Why am I so short male to female wires? I really appreciate the work that you do here. Exactly. Listen, again, I want to put in effort. I think it's cool to put in effort. Okay. So, anyways, I need to attach this. To be real in between all the memes. Thank you. I appreciate that. What was the other line that you weren't gonna cross? I don't know. Oh, yes. The other line that I will never cross is if I ever charge, like... If I ever charge, like... Ever charge, like, either, like, some sort of, like, donation or anything for, like, interacting with, what's the word? Interacting with an experiment. Please call me out on it, obviously. I will never do that. I will never do that. Those are the two things that I want to be called out on if I ever do. Which I probably won't ever do. Because, you know, that would be against TOS, I think. Yeah, but what if you did it for charity? No. Okay, though, real talk. For something that I do want to do in the future, unrelated to, like, unethical things. Something I do want to do in the future is I eventually want to do, like, an inventor's fair. Or an inventor's, like, hackathon thingy. For both, like, charity and for prize money. I would put it up for both. But, I just think that would be interesting. I really, really want to do that sometime. Okay. Given that subscribe is a chat feature, I don't think it would be. Yeah, okay. Let's get this guy attached. Okay, so we hop from one place to the other place. Heck yeah. Okay, so this goes from here to here. Here to here. Okay. Imagine the possibilities if I can connect myself to electrodes, get zapped with the intensity equaling bits, 100k bits to Boya. Nope. Nope. Okay. I need some duct tape. Wait, no. I need, like, something that's almost as strong as duct tape, but not duct tape. Ah. Scotch tape. It's actually double-sided tape. Let's get it, though. Okay, so I just need to attach this. We'll attach it to something that I know will work first. I'm using an on-stream or... Yeah. Okay. Okay, I might actually need some duct tape. 1 second. Suboptimal. But they've probably changed. Yeah, I don't know. Let us get this. Okie dokie. I actually need a longer piece. Longer piece. There we go. Worst comes to worst. Considering the throw things at VTuber bits, I have a feeling... You have a question? Yeah, go for it, Cogs. let me just attach this to my head. It's just a little bit of duct tape. A little bit of duct tape never hurt anyone. How long have you been a streamer? I debuted in March. So however long that's been. March. March. Porqué? Is there a reason in particular? Okay. Okay, please. Please work. Okay, this is currently attached to my head, so it's a little awkward. Oh no, that's just because Yuki and him were super nice. Probably. That kind of thing was the look back, and I didn't worry about the overlay. Okay, hold on. I need to, like, kind of hold this up awkwardly, because it turns out having a sensor on your head may or may not be the greatest ideas, but that's okay. Let's get this, and then we are gonna need another sensor. Okay, so I have a theory that we'll be able to detect if my eyebrow furrows. Hold on. Not as good as we need it to be. Aw, yes. Wait. It worked for a second. Just gotta think really hard. Think. No. Okay, hold on. I need to attach more duct tape to my face. That is surely the option. That is surely the correct line of play here. Ellie. Okay. No, I'm gonna have to do this a bit more intelligently. Okay, give me a second. Ow. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna very carefully have to tape this guy down. Need to attach a duct tape sprite to your avatar for maximum immersion. Please don't make me actually do that, Yuki. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. This goes here, and then... What? This... I just need to very, very carefully... Okay, that's attached to my head. Okay, now we think. Whoa. Stop thinking. Think. Yes. Guys, we got it. Yes. 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 It's alive. It's alive. Okay, let me take this off my head, though. Okay. Cool. Okay. Dude, listen. Okay, listen. We failed about this for a little, so you know. Okay. What sensor numbers are you gonna? We are going to do a combination and a fusion sensor, Frost VT. Okay. The other part that we need to do is, I think we can use a analog to digital converter on this guy for our other part. Okay, so this is going to work for one part of our emotions. So the second stage that I wanted to use was this guy here. So this guy is a temperature and a accelerometer. We are using it mostly for the temperature. So yar. Let's get this guy hooked up and set up and see if we can get a good reading out of this. So essentially what I want to see here is... One moment. I'm gonna have to look up some example code. Can we get an evil scientist laugh? I don't know how to laugh. Let's see. What are we doing? We are using the MPU 6050 example code. Sorry, I use the same example code. It's just ba. Okay, I'm off to sleep. Nighty night. Have a very good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I don't know why people say that. That is massively confusing to me. Hold on. Give me a second. I am just opening some different applications. I'm essentially looking for my ADC code that I have. Or not ADC code, but MPU 6050 code. I got bedbugs once it terrorized my whole week. I imagine it would terrorize more than just a whole week. Let's see, what did we use the analog to digital converter on last? I really need to make a library. Sensor fusion? Aha. Hold on, I'm reading some code. We need... Yeah, this will work. Okay. Let me just yoink some code. So I have a previous sensor fusion over here. The way that this code is supposed to work, keyword supposed to, let me make it just a tad bit bigger. Okay, so the way the code is supposed to work, we are using the MPU, and then we set it up, and then we read the events, and what we care about right now is the temperature, and then we need to put that into essentially logic so we are able to read it pretty quickly. So yeah, give me a second to get that set up. Let me just switch to a fresh application. Okie dokie. Oh, sorry. Give me a second. Perhaps people live in... they're like mosquitoes, except more aggressive appetites. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. Let's see. Okie dokie. We just need to get the temperature sensor working, which means we need the MPU code. Okay, so we'll just put this together very quickly. So as I was explaining before, we need a pound include... Oh. I'm just gonna copy and paste code over. Why am I not just copying and pasting code? Okay, so we set up the object. Set up our chip. We set our range. And we're just copy pasting stuff together. Dude, I'm so excited that we got the brain sensor part working. I was really worried we wouldn't. Okie dokie. Let's get this guy attached. So again, right now I'm just trying to put together some quick tester code. And what I want to essentially do is, whenever you smile, your muscles... Okay, so whenever you're happy, you smile, right? Like, first of all, whenever you're happy, you smile. Like, right? Okay, so the idea is this. Whenever you smile, it contracts the muscles. Whenever you contract muscles, it should increase the temperature. So if you put the temperature sensor on top of your, like, one of your cheeks, in theory, if you smile hard enough, it should be able to be detected, right? That is the working assumption that we are coping on. So, give me a moment. Need to set a serial line. Give me a second. Okay. If you embarrass someone enough, you could also get high temperature changes. Yeah, that's correct. Making this a perfect emotional interface would be difficult and take a lot of time. We hack stuff together here. 115200. And then we define this guy as temp norm. Need to make this guy globally defined so we're able to use it, and then serial.println this guy. Okay. Hopefully we made the code correctly. Again, I'm making this pretty quickly on the fly, so there's a good chance it fails, and then we still have to get it set up, so please be patient. Okay. While this guy is building or deciding if it's going to build, I am going to remember that I know how to do serial.println lines. Okay. Okie dokie. Next, we need the data sheet for the MPU 6050 data sheet. So I essentially need to know what the operational voltage of this guy is. I believe it works on 5 volts. 3.3 volts. Okay, easy. 1 second. Okay. Okay. So let us get everything hooked up. Give me a moment. Let me see if I have an image for this, so you guys are better able to see. Nope. Then we will use this part. Okay. So put this away and grab this. Okay, so we're going to be hooking up to our ESP8266 here. What we are going to be hooking up to is, if you take a look in the top right, you see those GPIO, general purpose input and output pins. We are going to be connected to GPIO 5, 4, and then we are also going to need our connection to the power, so that's going to be in the bottom right for the ground and the 3.3 volts I2C. Oh, yes. Yeah, we're going to be setting up a clock and a data line. The fact that you even, like, you clocked that very quickly, Wolf. Can't get anything by you. That's okay. Let us get this guy hooked up, though. So give me a moment. It's also hard, like, keeping everything on the desk and getting stuff down. Yuki, what are you writing? Also, sorry, I have to do something. I need something in my life. One moment. It will fill me with energy. I need a piece of chocolate. And, need a piece of chocolate. Okay. And this. I just really like that emote that Yuki has. It's my favorite emote on Twitch right now. Okay. Need to get this guy hooked up, though. Okay. So, if you take a look at the silk screen, or... yeah, it's this way. If... maybe this one's more readable. Energy rising, activity surging, exactly. Okay, it's this way. Okay, so if you take a look at the silk screen or the actual writing on this guy, you'll see that we have a VCC, a ground, a clock, and a data line. Those are the ones that we are going to be connecting to. So let's go ahead and get these guys hooked up and then see if we can get a good reading out of them. So give me a moment. Can't believe we have an XDA, but not an XDX. I'm confused. And citric acid, exactly. Need these differently, please. We'll have our ground be brown here. We will have our power be red, and then we'll have our 2 data lines. We have XDA all the way to XDZ. Nice. Very nice. Oh, guys, okay. Hear me out. Hear me out, by the way. Also, I don't know about y'all, but I sometimes have problems, like, eating in the morning. Because I finish XTX is basically meaning. Okay. Brown is the most ground color. Exactly. I don't like the fact that we're using orange and yellow for data lines, but that's okay. Yeah, sometimes McDonald's is busy. Hear me out. If you just ever so slightly just get, like, just a little... Actually, wait, no, that's... Okay, so if you get slightly not enough food, essentially everything will taste good because you are hungry. Super duper isn't... What? Anyways, let's get this... I'm not starving yourself. I'm not starving myself. Like, you can literally see my hands. It would be extremely obvious if I was starving myself, I would say. Starvation is the best seasoning. Exactly. And no, it's just being hungry, okay? Someone sounds like they haven't eaten. I've eaten plenty today, okay? I've eaten the number of calories that I need to eat to sustain my weight, likely. Let's just get this going. Oh, hydration. I will hydrate. Thank you so much, Cogs, for the reminder. Delicious water. What snacks you got in storage? The only thing I have in storage is that chocolate bar. And again, I only eat like once a day typically, so since I'm not allowed to gift subs. Yes, you must not gift subs. And no cheese cubes. I would prefer if I could have cheese, but unfortunately cannot. Or not that I can't, I don't have any. Let's see. So we need our clock line, data line. Okay, hold on. Let me double check. We need our image. And we need to check this guy. Okay, so our GPIO 5 needs to be our clock line. So that is our second one. Get that plugged in. That is D1. Cool. And then D2. Alright, let's go ahead and push over the code and see what happens. Oh, you guys will know the exact temperature in my room. Alright, let's compile this guy. And while this guy is compiling, I'm going to swap out the camera batteries before I forget about it, so just 1 second. This is why Olive Garden tastes so good to Americans. What is that even supposed to mean? Oh, that's a interesting air. I have not seen this air. Hold on. Give me a second. That is an air we should not be seeing. I'm guessing 74 degrees. Okay, that's a guess of all time. Okay, so it's still struggling. We are on COM port 10, not COM port 7. Oh yes, and we are also going to utilize the accelerometer in this guy, but I'm sorry, what? For memes? Do we need to look away? Oh, no, you're good. Oh no, okay. Give me a second. I have to change our board type. That explains we are on a generic ESP8266. Accelerometer, like jumping up and down if you're happy. No, I was gonna do like confused. So you know how like if you ever like look off to the side, you're like, I don't know. I do the thing that dogs do when they like look off to the side if they're confused or thinking about something. So I kind of want to make that onto the system as well. Yeah, tilting the head. So if you put the accelerometer on your head and then you read either the X or Y, I believe you should be able to determine if you're tilting. But yeah, we'll get that working. And then we still need to get everything collaborated together and get it working, but easy. Easy peasy. Let's go ahead and get this guy reset. You could gaslight. Yes. Okay. Tools. Let's get our serial monitor up and going. Serial monitor. Serial monitor does not want to go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so serial monitor's not working. Let's go another second. Code's uploaded. Serial monitor is not working. That is probably because power issues. I hear too many people talking about it. Listen, Olive Garden's pretty good. Olive Garden is an Italian restaurant that serves, like, Americanized Italian food. It's fine. Like, it's fine. It's good. Okay, there we go. So this is the temperature that it currently is in centigrade, if you guys were wondering. So this is the temperature it is in centigrade. So in theory... Oh, I also have to make this a float. Okay, so I want to make this guy a float so we're able to get a higher precision than just a singular degree. So give me a second. We want this guy to be a float. Really? 23 was correct, good job. Yeah. Man, Point Nemo is so warm this time of year. Exactly. Well, actually, Point Nemo is near the equator, if memory recalls. So it's not too far away. Okie dokie. Let us see. Okay, so we have the full temperature here now. It is saying it's 23.9 degrees at the workbench. So if I were to just like... the temperature sensor's over here. Haha. Okay. Now let me just, like, let it go to ambient. So it has to go to whatever my skin temperature is. I don't know what my skin temperature is. Celsius users rise up. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're seeing 30.6. Can someone look up the temperature of human skin real quick, if that's okay? I would appreciate that information. What sensor are you using? I've had a harder time getting with most, hence why I've been testing out the distance temp ones. Oh, no. MPU 6050. It works well for temperature. I've never had issues with it, at least. Okay, hold on, let me disconnect. 33 to 33.5, okay. It's gonna, yeah, it's going to climb slower, but, okay, so, it looks like we're fairly stabilized. Oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. That's not good. That's not good. It exploded. Don't worry. Things explode from time to time. There we go. Okay. Okay, so if I were to smile... and just hold the smile... it should go up quite a bit. The problem is the residual heat on it is going to stay for a bit. And not laugh? Yeah. Okay, listen, we try here, okay. Dude, I look like half a Pikachu right now, because, like, this guy has... not this guy. This sensor has a red LED on it, so I have, like, half a red LED on my face. Yes. Lented Q disgusting Pikachu face. Yes, it'll be easy enough. So I'll essentially have to turn this guy, so essentially what will happen is I will turn this into a function and then do some math on it to determine if we have experienced the event. So I'm waiting for this guy to come up to temperature, so again, just give it a moment. So essentially once we see it going down, I'm not short, okay? I'm not short. I am not short, okay? Look, Brick, I'm not short. I'm not short. Okay? I am tall. I am super tall, okay? Look, I'm tall. Okay. Number go up? What do you mean number go up, dude? Okay, so it is a... Okay. I bet I'm taller than you. Probably. Again, like, I think a majority of people are, but, like... Okay, so I think it is working. Hold on, let me calm down. Don't say orange hippo, dude. You can't just say orange hippo. You can't just say orange hippo, okay? Because if you say orange hippo, that'll get me riled up because we failed the orange hippo experiment, and I don't like when we failed the orange hippo experiment, and it didn't work out well, and... Okay, calm. Okay, yeah, number does go up. So essentially what we are going to have to do is we are going to take a... I have it off my face now. So the plan is thus, okay? So see that it has a rate of change. We are essentially going to be using a averaging filter, taking the last 10 samples or last 100 samples, and we will average it, and then we will see if we are able to... we will see if we are able to get this going. What would husband number 17 think about the hippo experiment? Listen. I don't know. Anyways, essentially we need to average this guy and see if we're ever getting a rapid change. So we're essentially going to be taking the slope and then taking subsections of that slope, or I guess that would be just taking the derivative? Yeah. Wait. Integral? I don't know. Essentially, we'll be taking the actual value and seeing if it goes above a certain value or value setting. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's go ahead and at least start on it. Okay. So pretty easy. I'm going to have to remember how to make a float array, but float odor equals 100. Wait, nope. Close your eyes if you don't like. Hold on. An array of 100 float. S'il vous plaît. Okay, there we go. Bop. Bop. Is this wrong or? Derivative is instantaneous slope, the value of the area under the curve. Thank you. Second derivative if you want to change in slope. Okay, so we could do that. However, comma, I'm not good at math. I just play someone good at math on the internet. Okay. So CodeWorks we are then going to be populating this array, and then we need to globally define a variable. So we're going to make a floating window here. So floating window populates value. We do counter equals 0, counter equals 0, and then put that on an integer. Pretending to be good at math is how I escaped calculus. Panty, I just actually, hold on. I need a second. I just need a second. I just need a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. I just agree with that statement so much. I agree with that so much on a spiritual level that I needed to do that. Apologies. Sorry. Let us see. I have dyscalculia. I know the feeling with math. Anyways. So we're essentially going to make a counter and make a floating window, and then we are going to take it. Oh, thank you so much for following, Pantyfoo. I hope you have a good time here. So yeah, so we're going to take a floating window, and we are going to populate out the value, and I am going to hydrate. Okay. Sad that you took this long. I would have done it a while. Okay, you try both like streaming and having a keyboard in your lap at the same time while you're trying to code and trying to think. It's difficult, Cogs, okay? It's difficult. It's hard out there. Oh, I'm so sorry. That RuneScape FX hit me like a brick. Oh, is it a, wait, is it a hit sound? It should be just like the hit sound, if I recall correctly. Like damage taken. Anyways. So essentially we want this to populate the value, then we want to look back on it. Value, and then look back and see if rate of change is high. We only want a rate of change that is a positive high slope, indicative of emotion shown. At times I regret not continuing playing OSRS, but I'll probably... Exactly. You can always return. Alright, so we are then going to be able to take a look at it, and what we are going to do is inside our looping function, we are going to do counter equal counter plus 1 if counter is more than or equal to 100. We are just going to... Oh yes, and if there's a mem leak here, we just cry counter equals 0. Okay. So I guess I could just do counter modulus to populate it. It's fine. And then what we are going to do is we are going to get our array and start populating it. So counter equals our temperature norm. And then we'll need to also figure out a way to turn this into a slope. So that's just y equals mx plus b. So what I'm thinking is we don't need every value. We do not need every value. We will take a poll of the 3 nearest values and then move out an arbitrary distance. Okay. Wait, you guys do y equals mx plus b? Yes, that's correct. The reason I'm decent at math is because I always have a cask. Oh, wait. Okay. Guys, you want to know how desperate this project was, by the way? I got out my calculator from, like... I got out my calculator. My old calculator from Kuleg. Because I was running, like... I had to run math on the cutoff frequencies. So I had like cutoff frequency math on this, but yeah. Oh no, not the calc. Yeah, that's how you know things were bad, when you are having to perform manual calculations over the cutoff frequency for your bandpass filters. Okay. Wait, what was that on the battery cover? A old sticker, I think. Does the calculator run Doom? It could. Okay. We just need... okay. I will gift you a sub if anyone knows what that sticker is from, by the way. Filters. Yeah, we were trying to make a bandpass filter, actually multiple bandpass filters, because we were trying to originally filter the electrical energy. So this populates it. Guys, can we be lazy? What's your guys' opinion on being lazy? Yes? 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 Yes. I love being lazy. Exactly. Okay. See, yeah, see, we resonate on a spiritual level. Never texting from my bed right now. Listen, let me take another bite of chocolate. Okay. Okay. So what we are going to do here is if counter is more than 23. And you may be saying, Ori, why are we checking if counter is more than 23? And to you, I say, just hold on a second. So this is going to be our detector. And, okay. I'll never be lazy, I say, progressing my online course to be on a VTuber's Twitch stream worth a TBH. Exactly. Okay, so we have our counter. If our counter is a higher value than 23, we need to figure out our slope. So y equals mx plus b. That means, or that is a slope. So what, rise over run is 20 because 20 samples apart. And then what we are going to do is just do a number for that. So that would be float, float time 1 equals 0, float time 2 equals 1. That doesn't matter. Those are just need to be initialized. We're going to grab these guys. Okay, so we are doing time 1, time 2. So we are going to set these values to time 1 is equal to our array value. Our array value at counter minus 20 and boater counter. Okay, and then serial dot print line. Actually, we don't need to do this stuff. We just need to do all of the math in one statement. Remember, guys, always put all of your stuff in a single-ish statement, because nothing could ever, ever, ever go wrong. Oh, thank you for the link for the Discord. Okay, so we're gonna take these, and we are just going to perform a serial.print line on our time. I will change these variable names to actually match, so we shall see if it will work. Okay. And surely we know how to make compilable code. Okay, cool. And then I want to comment out this and then upload it. Okay, so the reason why this is lazy is I could have made a function that can look back on itself if it's more or less than 100 and like look backwards properly for like a sliding window. But hear me out. We just don't take the value a fifth of the time, and that'll work. Peak lazy. Anyways, let's go ahead and give this guy a try. So what should happen is whenever we smile, it should go up quite significantly in temp. Okay. And then we just wait. So instead right now, ooh, okay. So these values are too low. What we are going to do is we are going to multiply this guy by 100. Because that will surely work. Because that's how that works. Okay, listen. Don't make me make a rule 6, okay? Okay. Pass me the duct tape. Yeah, I need to put some duct tape on my face real quick. Okay. We got this, guys. We got this. We have rules? Yes, we do. Okay. So we should see values. They're going by pretty fast. But what happens is if we apply it to our face and then do nothing, you'll see that the value... Okay, I need to put a delay. I'm gonna have to put a delay on this. Give me a second. Delay 100 milliseconds. Should be fine. Did anyone manage to get the sticker? Oh yeah, I will gift a sub again if anyone knows what the sticker is from. I will give you one more time. Congratulations, Ty. You got it correct. That is from Magic the Gathering. That is from the Aether Revolt. I use the internet. Okay, let's go ahead and check this guy. So what happens is whenever we apply it to our face, this number should go up. Okay, and you see how this number goes up? That's what we want to see. But we need to... Wait for this. Hold on. We have to kind of wait for the temperature to stabilize a bit. But essentially what we'll do is we'll take those values and see how it says like 100 point whatever. Hold on. Let me just get this up to temp. Just need to like smile and hold it. Okay. Yeah, I got the calculator like back in middle school, I think. Let's get it. Middle school? No. It was a while. It's been a while. I love that calculator. Okay, so what we want to see here is whenever our temperature is like staying at 100 flat, that's how we know that we're at a good place. Okay, so if we have it at 100 flat and then we smile, yes. Okay, excellent. Excellent. See how it spiked there? And then if it goes back down, it's going to go down as we're not making good contact, and then smile again, and then not smile. Smile again. Not smile. See? Perfect. What does Boater do? I've been packing for a trip. Yeah, so what it is supposed to do is that I made a variable because I make bad variable names. It's just supposed to keep count of the last 100 values that we've been seeing. But yeah, so it works. No real surprise, or not like no real surprise, but glad to see that it works. Okay, so we are at time though for the stream. So what I am going to do is I am probably going to end stream here. Who would you guys like to raid today? If you would like, please. I buy any. sorry, Pioneer. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so we are going to raid into someone. I was going to raid into Ham, but Ham is not currently streaming Arise. I actually made it to the end of our stream. Yeah, and I will be in the Discord after hanging out for a bit. Actually quite a while, but yes. Let me see who's on. Yeah, we could raid Arise. But yeah, let's go ahead and just... They're doing something relevant. Arise the Witch. Okay, they're doing software and game development. Y'all have a very good evening, afternoon, and good night, and I will see you guys on the flippity flip. So, yeah. Yar. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys, like, obviously have a good evening, afternoon, and night.